Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Beehive Sports Podcast, powered by Swing Juice. Visit swingjuice.com. Use promo code Beehive20, 20% off your golf and MLBPA apparel. In honor of member guests starting today, I decided to wear my Swing Juice apparel. Sketty was supposed to too, but he wore his yesterday because he's just golf for life. Never has clean clothes. Riley just got back from out of town, so he's still regrouping his life. Today's show, we have we're going to talk 4th of July weekend, which I survived. Obviously, I'm here. Couple things that took place over that adventure we'll discuss. Member guests, slightly get into local shout outs. Joey Chestnut. What else? NCAA. We got USC and UCLA joining the Big Ten. How about that? What, did you forget about that?
No, I've just tried to black it out because it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Good. I like just go fuck. Sports history is going to be the 4th of July edition. 3 fast facts for you. In the things that sting, we got 2 follow-ups from some old stories. Not a whole lot to them, just kind of a conclusion for 2, actually, which is nice. If you follow through the entire way, it's good to hear the ending. Miles Bridges arrested. American artistic swimmer almost drowned. More Russia stuff, not to do with Brittany Griner. How about that? The rundown, we got about 5 stories. And then in my hive, we're going to start as training camp's 2 weeks away, I believe. We're going to start the AFC quarterback, state of the quarterbacks. Is there going to be controversy? Who's the solid starters? It's quick. We're just going down the list and kind of, placing players in little categories type deal. I think that's pretty much all we got for this week. Obviously, next week, then we would do the NFC, and we'll get into that. So let's get going.
Welcome to the Beehive Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Joe and Sketty.
The Buzz is brought to you by Busch Light. Busch Light Apple is back on shelves. Get it wherever you purchase your adult beverages. Please drink responsibly. It's the last year for Busch Light Apple. If you didn't know that, I think we said that last week. We just figured it out. Busch Light told the world. Reminder to audio listeners, live shows broadcasted on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Give us a follow or subscribe on all 3 if you can. We appreciate it. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube at the Beehive Sports Pod. It's just the Beehive Sports Podcast. Twitter is at the Beehive SP. Instagram is Beehive Sports Pod. Find us on all 3. Give us a follow or a like or whatever it is. Subscribe, all that. Good morning, Sketty.
Good morning.
I woke up at 8:46.
Yeah, I've been up since 7.
You're such an adult.
I open on Wednesdays. It's been a long few weeks, so I'm just like exhausted.
Oh, so you went into work already this morning?
No, not this morning. I opened yesterday.
Okay.
I have to go in when we get done on here, but yeah,
well,
I was going to go this morning.
I was trying to text you last night at like 10:30 and you weren't responding. So you.
Oh yeah, I was already asleep. Well, like I said, open on Wednesdays, and then I go and golf, and we had like a family thing last night. And I've still been locking up. So yeah, it was just a long day. I got home and immediately right to sleep.
And then did you get the weekend off for member guests, or how's it going to work?
It depends. Grandfather's still not feeling real well. He's doing a little bit better, and then I guess he was dizzy this morning. That's who I was talking to when we were doing our pre-show stuff. So I'm gonna have to go in at some point in time, probably tonight. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow night late, and then Saturday I can just full send it. But yeah, don't have to work, but I'm still gonna have to count money.
I'm full sending it on tomorrow.
Yeah, well, it depends. I might full send. I don't want to get too hammered if I feel like we're still in the hunt to make the playoff. But if we play poorly and just get our butts kicked, then yeah, I'm probably just going to full send tomorrow. So one of the days is going to be full send. It's just I'm not sure which one yet.
Excellent. 4th of July weekend. Did you enjoy? Didn't enjoy?
Yeah. I mean, had a pretty good weekend. It's just been busy. My sister came into town with her kids from Missouri, so they've been here. We had stuff going on all weekend, between just seeing different people that were in from out of town, seeing them, parties, parade, that stuff. Like I'm whooped. I've had enough.
Where do you watch the parade from?
This year we sat out in front of Virginians.
Oh, okay. So I was center. I mean, I would have been if I would have got out of my car and walked much, which I wasn't. That wasn't my assignment. I was in car, so I was at Hickory and Penn. But parade and fireworks, no issues for the
Good.
WPD. So it was nice. We were happy. It went smooth.
Must have been something right after the parade though, because I think we were still sitting out front and you guys went screaming by.
Car crash or something. Nothing.
Oh, okay. I wondered. I said, man, we thought maybe someone got in a fight down at the end or something, because it was literally like just opened up the roads and there you guys go.
Nope, it was all good.
Good.
Yeah, so I was happy, that we made it through there. Good times on the Facebook page, 4th of July morning.
Yeah.
So I put that, if people aren't aware, if you don't follow the page or aren't on the page, put a post up of here's the other thing. If you aren't from Warren and you're a listener, then you're not gonna know so long story short, the 4th of July parade in Warren is it brings out everybody. I mean, it draws thousands of people. It's huge. It's a big, huge parade.
Yep.
It's like 3 hours long. I mean, there's like 150 units. So entries into the parade. People put their chairs out and mark their territory for the parade. It used to be like weeks in advance.
Oh yeah.
Before it got to the point where city council actually made like an ordinance or rule or whatever you want to call it, that you can't do that until July 1st. So still days before the parade, there's chairs just lined up on, the main stretch, Pennsylvania Avenue. And I worked night shift, so I saw some people sitting in chairs at 7 a.m. already. The parade doesn't start till 11. So I shared a photo of that on the podcast page on Facebook, and it created just chaos. So it was really first there was people arguing about the parade, and some lady was like, they aren't hurting anybody, which nobody said they were hurting anybody. I didn't think, but and then Matt Ramage comments, because in the background of the photo you can see a quick fill, which everybody in Warren is well versed with what a quick fill is. It's a URC company. It's one of the gas station that's been around since I can remember. And I mean, they're kind of like what, northwest PA, Southwest New York, they're around. I don't know about Ohio, but so Ramage, obviously sponsored by Quick Trip, he comments, is that a Quick Trip wannabe or Quick Trip imposter or something like that? He's just making a joke, being funny. And I reply with a joke back, and in come Wisconsin gas station absolute lovers who just started hammering Quickfill, and we're mad. There's some kid who's like, I want proof of which one was first. And then there's some guy bitching at me about fuel. He's like, I was a diesel mechanic for 40 years. You better learn who you're talking to. I'm like, nobody gives a flying. What are you talking about?
I creeped hard on that guy's page. He's just a weirdo. No interaction. He posts some weird stuff. Nobody likes it. Poor, just lonely guy. He started yelling about BP, and I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
Yeah. It's not a BP gas station.
Yeah. Yeah, don't argue with me.
I tried to tell him that because that's what he said. He goes, "Oh, quick fills are BPs." I'm like,
You
no,
should
no,
you
they're
should
not.
get on his page. I would also recommend anybody listening to get on that guy's, hunt the post down, find this guy's page. Like one of his first posts about how he has such a high IQ, and I don't even remember the rest of it. I just immediately go, yeah, okay, yep, now I know what we're dealing with here.
He called me inbred.
Disadvantages of having a high IQ.
He goes, I've forgotten more about the gas industry than you know. I'm like, no, what are you talking? Nobody cares. Like,
Yeah,
I never said I'm a gas expert. I just simply said that BP doesn't own Quickfill.
He was a gem. Yeah, he's one of
fuck.
the people on the internet I was talking about last week. Just
then,
makes me hate the place.
Some lady got mad at Ramage and was like, this trolling other pages, it's a bad look. I'm like, first of all, Ramage like is known for trolling. Like that's what he does. Vikings fans specifically. And he has apparel you can buy that says the Bears still suck. Like he is a Packers guy. He trolls NFC North fans, and that wasn't even troll. Like he was just making a joke, and like people were like, his own followers were like, "This is a bad look, Matt." So I actually commented, and I'm like, "He's perfectly fine. Like he's my friend. Like I know him,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't think a lot of people knew that either. That we actually interact with him, quite a bit, and it was just that whole post went to like hell. Some guy was, I told the one kid, I said, listen, man, if I ever start a gas station podcast, I will make sure you receive a top fan badge because holy shit. It was just, they apparently in Wisconsin, they take their gas stations very seriously.
Good times.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's probably not a whole lot else going on up there when the Packers aren't playing. The Brewers are the Brewers playing bad this year?
I have no idea.
I haven't looked at NL standings in a while, but I know the Bucks didn't repeat, and I don't know if they're just in bad moods or they don't like the 4th of July or what. But member guest starts today with the practice round. Sketty and I will be doing some slight documentation of what's happening there with the scoreboard and if any people on locally might care, they might know some of the people, but we aren't going to talk about it in depth. I had an idea of like breaking it down a little bit, but Sketty was right. The handicaps aren't posted with everybody's thing, so it's kind of hard to like predict winners and stuff or know who you like in different flights and stuff. But speaking of Quickfill and United Refining, their CEO is in my flight.
Neighbor Myron.
Neighbor Myron. So that means I'm probably going to have to drink some vodka.
Sure. The good stuff.
Because I'm pretty sure he takes like an entire one of them like tall bottles, like the big obnoxious ones. I think he has that in his cart.
Anyway. Yeah, he used to.
I saw him carry. I didn't golf against him last year, remember, guys, but I saw him carry one of those into the club. So I think that there's one there. He has one around.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. So
I do know there's one flight I think it's like flight 5. It's going to be. There's one where there's a lot of good teams in there. It's going to be.
That's a little bit of that's Wade and Cy.
Yeah, like
Bacchetti and Wes.
Yeah, Doc and his partner. Who else? Oh, I think Bart Jensen's in that flight, who's been playing really well. So so I'm like that's a flight. Like I don't want to pick any of those teams because it's just going to be a bloodbath in there. It's going to be a lot of. I think anyway. I don't see one team just running away with that one.
Well, I have Kraz and his partner Jeff White are in my flight. So Kraz is my normal like Thursday night guy, but not the last few weeks since Team Belosimo has just been on fire, absolute fire.
Losing to a couple of 80-year-olds. I don't know if that's on fire, but I mean, whatever.
How did we lose? I won $50. I won $50 the last 2 weeks.
If you would have won it all, you would have had 100.
Well,
I think you guys were third.
We still placed.
I love that. I'm filing a formal complaint because of like, man, the combined handicaps of the teams that win this, the whatever 4 teams is about 375, I think. It just can't compete.
We'll get better.
I get worse.
If you can't, you need to start handling the pressure and playing to your ability is what you need to do.
I got to get worse. That's the secret.
You have.
Well, I know. I got to go up another about 20, and then you guys got no chance.
I'm excited for men's or member guests though. So that we're gonna do something. I don't know what yet, but we did do a sponsorship too. We're on the board or whatever. I don't know. They asked me. I gave them some money. So we're gonna maybe do a live. If it's Friday, look out because that's my drinking day. Tonight I'm gonna lay low a little bit.
Yep.
We gotta get up early.
Yeah, I got my sister leaves. Sister leaves this weekend, so like as soon as we get done, probably one beer, and then go do like a little late dinner at her or at my dad's house, and that's that. Send them on their way, and then I'm free for the rest of the weekend.
So then Sunday, so this is my like big golf weekend for summer. This is it was last year too. So 18 today, 27 tomorrow, 27 holes tomorrow, 18 holes Saturday, and then if you make the shootout, a couple more at least, and then Sunday's the chopper. So, and do you remember if I mentioned our chopper basket last week? Because I don't recall if I did or not.
I thought you did, but
I'm going to do it one more time just so you're aware. I know I put a post up on the Facebook page, but we donated a basket to the chopper tournament that's going to be happening Sunday. So you can get tickets for these baskets at the Hampton Inn and Blueberry Hills Golf Course. Our basket contains 4 shirts, 2 hats, 2 golf towels, $40 to Peppermill, which is good for 3.5 chocolate milks.
Yep.
And the main prize. Oh, there's a bottle of Jack Honey or something.
Yep.
And then the main prize is a round of golf, which everybody should be super excited for this. If you win that basket, you get a round of golf with Sketty and I at Conowanga Valley Country Club. And it's you and a guest. So the winner of the basket gets to bring a friend. They golf 18 with us. We provide 12 bush lights, 6 per person. And you get to golf with us, and it'll be fun. We'll maybe even do a live from that or something. I don't know what we'll do, but tickets available for that basket at Hampton Inn. I'm not sure. Scott's in the comments right now, so maybe he can tell us. It's you can get tickets at the Hampton Inn or at Blueberry Hills. I don't know how long you can do tickets at Hampton Inn because the tournament is Sunday, so they'll be moving, all the tickets that got put in down there will be moved up to Blueberry at least by Sunday. So I don't probably maybe until Sunday. Scott, can you tell us how long you can buy tickets at Hampton Inn? He's in there. We'll get back to that when he responds. Because it's the basket raffle at the chopper is always nuts. Like there's always a bunch of cool shit, but who doesn't want to golf around with Sketty and I? Hampton until Saturday. So there he is right there. Hampton until Saturday night, then Blueberry on Sunday, drawing Sunday evening some point. So probably after the second, because that's a 2-flighted golf scramble. It's enormous. So get on up there. If you're not golfing in it, at least go up and try and get a basket or two, because there's a ton of them available. And you could have your dreams, reach one of your lifelong dreams of golfing 18 with Sketty and I and listening to us bitch at each other the entire time. Good times. All right. Local shout outs. We have a few things. Sadly, the first one is Warren Majors and Warren Miners, the all-star teams we were kind of following there. They both got eliminated this week. So, and one was in a real close match too. That was the Majors. But yeah, so we had Ty Bryan on last week. Told us, his post-game press conference and the strikeout GOAT we had him on, but they have been eliminated. So I'm not sure about. I haven't heard anything about girls all-stars, so I don't know if they're still in or out or what. But both Warren Little League majors and minors, both been eliminated. They had great seasons though. Got a couple wins in all-stars, so that's good. Jamestown Tarp Skunks. So we haven't talked about them yet. I've been looking in to see like exactly what they are. It's a team in the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League, which means they go unpaid, which I disagree with because it's taking up their entire summer for the most part. But if you want college eligibility, they can't be paid. I think it needs to be caught up with the NIL somehow. I don't know if they can work something through that, but I doubt they will because it's you know, I don't know if it's, I guess it's NCAA sponsored. I don't know. But Warren graduate, current member of Mercyhurst Baseball, Ryan Rafalski is pitching for them. And actually on July 2nd, he's a relief pitcher, 6 innings of relief. He pitched on July 2nd, gave up 2 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks, and he got the win. So he's getting some significant time playing with these guys. And I actually reached out to him on Twitter and confirmed him as a future guest. So we're going to have him on sometime soon. And that way we can learn more about this league and how it operates and, all that. So we'll talk Laker baseball and Tarp Skunk baseball with Ryan here soon. I'm not exactly sure when we're going to do that, but I have to look because their schedule, they play a shitload of games. Like they're playing a lot. And that's why I was like kind of shocked that, I mean, you're sacrificing your summer. You'd think there would be some sort of something compensation wise to, because they're in lieu of getting a job and working over summer like a lot of college kids do. These guys are continuing to play ball, which I don't blame them. More ABs, the better, or innings pitched in Ryan's case, I suppose. But that's going to take us to Buzzin' and Buzzkill. Sketty, what's got you buzzing?
What's got me buzzing this week? Well, I don't really have to work for like 3 days. That's the best part about it. Still gonna have to go in, but I don't have to actually do anything. Well, do anything hard.
And it's a weekend of golf for you, which is always good.
It is a weekend of golf. Yeah. I'm just hoping I make it through.
So I'm buzzing on just the month of July. It is the last month without football until March of 2023. Last full month without a football game being played until March of 2023. So that makes me happy. Plus golf week we have, it's starting today. So July's a good month. I always like July, especially after we get through the 4th and the fireworks. As far as from a police officer standpoint, that's a huge win in and of itself. What's killing your buzz?
You are killing my buzz with your comment about George Kittle last week. So I watched a little video today on him asking for the extra bye week, and he makes an excellent point. If you put the extra bye week in, you get 1 more week of football, which is a good thing. On top of that, that pushes the Super Bowl back to, I think it's like the Sunday before President's Day. So everyone has Monday off of work, or most people would have Monday off work. So you can get completely tuned in for the Super Bowl. And you don't have to go to work the next day. You don't have to call off sick the next day. Plus, the good players get a little more rest. I said, this guy is making perfect sense. I should have known when you said it that it was going to be wrong. But George Kittle makes perfect sense. You're killing my buzz for hating on the man.
It's 2 weeks you don't get to watch your favorite team, though.
Well, depending on how they're playing this year, that might be the most peaceful 2 weeks I have. That'd be good.
No faith in Trey Lance.
I wouldn't say no.
I'm just saying that it's 2 weeks. I just disagree with it. I'm all for extending, but if they're going to extend the season another week, add another game. That's keep adding games. If they added 1 game doesn't equal 1 bye week. If they added 2 more games, maybe 3, then I'd say, yeah, sure, give them another bye week. But this is, we added 1 game. We better add 1 more bye week.
Well, there was already talk like the season's too long and
too long.
They didn't like it. Well, for the players, not for us. We could watch football every week. You got to remember, these guys are taking a beating.
And then they get like 6 months of doing nothing.
Well, as soon as Sugar Rush Josh breaks his leg on some stupid play, you're going to be thinking, "Oh shit! I wish he had that extra bye week to get ready
Yeah.
instead of having to watch
If
Matt
he breaks
Barkley in the
his leg, a
playoffs."
fucking bye week's not going to mean shit. That's not going to do
To
anything.
To came back in 4 weeks on a broken leg. No problem. Need that bye week.
You ever seen To without a shirt on?
That's true. That's fair. Fair
Guy's a unit, absolute unit. Darren's in the comments, says he's watching from work. Don't tell my boss. Yeah, it's a random morning show. We haven't done a morning show in quite some time. We won't tell your boss. I don't even know who your boss is, Darren. Maybe I do. Actually, I could. I don't. And Scott says, yeah, millions and millions of dollars. Exactly. And then they get 6 months. I mean, Browns and Lions players get like 8 months off. So what's the big deal? And if you're so concerned that they aren't even going to make the playoffs this year, they might not even be playing good enough to make the playoffs. What's he care?
Oh, come on. They're going to make the playoffs, so it's not good. Let's not get silly here.
You just said that you might not want to be watching them anyways. So,
well, they've got growing pains, bud.
Yeah, well, all right. Here's what's killing my buzz. This one might stir up a little bit of a nest, which is why I'm going to preface it with because it's a Roe versus Wade thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and but it's killing my buzz. And I'm starting it off with saying I am a pro-choice person, just so everybody knows that. Before I say what I'm about to say, I will publicly state that I am pro-choice. Okay. But there was a Roe versus Wade argument that was probably the worst take I've ever seen. And it is, as a girl, I just hope that one day I have as many rights as a gun.
Yep.
Worst take of all time. Worst take of all time. Here's why. So you're saying you need a background check to acquire a girl or a license to be out in public. You want to be banned from polling places on election day. That's taken us back a few years, huh? Banned from schools, courthouses, colleges, banned from federal buildings and from Washington, D.C. and from Chicago, but not that matters, as you can tell by watching the news. You want to be banned from businesses if the owner chooses. You can't go through security in an airport. You can't go in the cabin of an airplane. Can't cross state lines in some places. Do I need to go on? Because I don't really think I do to explain how that is the worst take ever. There's plenty of argument that you can be making on your side of things. That's not a good one.
I agree.
Pretty terrible take.
I told you this last week. Full of fire takes online.
Yeah, I'm indifferent about a few of the things, but as I stated, in overall, I am a pro-choice person, which is just my personal opinion, and I don't care. I'm not mad at people who aren't. I'm not going to argue with people who aren't. But there's several scenarios where I feel, that kind of stuff should happen. It shouldn't be outlawed, and it hasn't been, even though a lot of people seem to think that. But whatever. All right. Joey Chestnut.
Awesome. Dude's a legend.
He did what Joey Chestnut did this weekend is what everybody in America has been wanting to do for like the last 5 years.
Correct.
So he not the eating 63 hot dogs, not the 15th championship, but he choked out a protester while eating the hot dogs mid-bite, chokes out. Guy comes on stage in a Darth Vader mask holding a sign that says "Expose Smithfield Death Star." A lot of people, if you didn't, actually investigate what the hell this kid was protesting, he's protesting Smithfield Foods in Smithfield, Virginia, who are known for producing pork and processing other foods. They have dealt with some crazy animal cruelty allegations in the past, but Joey Chestnut was having none of that. And mid hot dog bite of the 63 hot dogs he ate, I don't know which number hot dog he was on, but the kid kind of bumps him with his sign and his mask on, and Joey Chestnut just literally choke slams him back out of the way and continued on to his 15th championship, which is the most individual championships of anybody ever. He passed like Nadal maybe for tennis.
Isn't Ric Flair a 16-time?
Oh yeah,
world
you're right.
champion?
ESPN didn't talk about Ric Flair. That's a good point.
That's your problem. Don't get your news from ESPN.
That actually is a very good point. I should never do that.
Also,
and I rarely do either.
Jack Nicklaus has 18 major championships, so again, not correct. ESPN can suck a fat one.
They really did blow that one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no good. Tiger's got. Wait, does Tiger have 14 or 15 now? I think Tiger has 15 now.
Okay, but let's get back to 63 hot dogs.
That's a lot of hot dogs.
63 glizzies. I don't know how much time they have or whatever. I didn't get to watch it.
I don't remember.
That's a whole hell of a lot of hot dogs, though. And second place was like 40 something. So it's like
that's what I said. He smoked about like 20.
Yeah, he's not even like.
He could have beat that dude up for a lot longer.
Yeah, he could have choked him out, like hit him a few times, stopped, stretched, shotgun a beer.
I didn't watch the whole clip, but I hope he likes, Stone Cold Steve Austin a couple hot dogs after that.
I don't think he. Well, yeah, I don't know. I watched. He choked him out. There was another protester too, like behind him. Yeah, I don't. I'm guessing they chose to go by Joey Chestnut because they thought they would get the most TV coverage that way. But I bet you he didn't anticipate getting his ass whooped. But yeah, I mean he did what that was just the most American thing that could have happened that day, really. NCAA, this is the last bit we have for the buzz before we move on to sports history. NCAA mashup. USC and was it UCLA, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Where's it at? Yeah. USC, UCLA joining the Big Ten. So geographically,
makes no sense.
Makes absolutely no sense at all.
Here Penn State, nice little road game. Go to California.
Yeah, the map of the Big Ten now looks pretty funny because I think Nebraska's like the closest team to those guys, right?
It's got to be Nebraska or Iowa. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, it could be Iowa. Yeah, I think it's Nebraska.
Well, luckily, they're talking about Oregon and Notre Dame joining, so Oregon comes in, it'll be close.
That would be, but so now the Pac-12 is starting to look like the Big 12 did. I mean, the Big 12 just had 4 teams joining, right? You had BYU, Houston, I think.
I'm not even sure.
South Florida. They had 4 Cincinnati. Cincinnati's joining the Big 12, which they should because they kind of roast everybody in their small conference. But yeah, I mean, so the Big 12 starts to get rejuvenated a little bit. I wouldn't say to the degree of the teams they lost, being Oklahoma, but what I'm trying to say is they like were losing teams. The Big 12 looked like they were like on life support. They get a little bit of life pumped back into them. Now Pac-12 going through the same thing. Or Pac-10. Yep. Is it Pac-10?
I thought it used to be Pac-10. I thought they switched to Pac-12.
I should probably look that up, but I don't know. It's crazy. USC and the Big Ten is going to be interesting. UCLA too. I mean, they're kind of on the upswing program wise with Chip, but I don't know. It's not till 2024, so we have a little ways before we even see any of these things go into action. But Notre Dame is a big one though, and that's what I was reading about, was that now that this is all taking place with the the teams jumping ship and going to other places and whatnot, they're like, it's time for Notre Dame to kind of make a decision, and they will be the most sought after team to get put into a conference.
Yeah, see, I don't buy that bullshit for a second. Nobody cares about Notre Dame football. It's not 1980 anymore. No one gives a shit. They haven't been relevant in fucking 40 years. I just don't buy it. They used to have the exclusive deal on NBC. I don't even know if they have that anymore.
Well, that's what they said was always preventing preventing them from joining a conference.
Yeah, I can't believe any conference and I can't believe Notre Dame, they have to know it's bad for business to go join a conference and be, 6-5 every year.
I'm with you on that. I mean, I don't think it was when they weren't in a conference. Well, here's what I saw though. So the mix up about Notre Dame about getting them is that the rest of their sports are in the ACC.
Yep.
So they would have to jump ship completely, is what I saw. Is they couldn't.
It can't be.
That's what I saw.
ACC basketball.
I didn't investigate that too much, but yeah, they would have to completely switch over if the football team decides to join something. Yep. It's either that or Notre Dame fully joins the ACC in football too. But
yeah,
I don't know. Something to keep an eye on, anyways. Especially, when they keep kind of shifting the conversation to 5 power conferences. Oh, Big 12 looks like they're shitting the bed. So let's look at 4 power conferences. And, now they thought they were getting back to 5. Now it's going back to looking like 4. So Tim says, first time ever agreeing with Sketty on the Notre Dame deal. There's a lot of that, in the comments.
A lot of first times, yeah.
First time people agree with you. Darren's got some breaking news. Griner just pled guilty to drug charges in Russia. Possible 10 years in jail. What? Is that true?
Yeah.
Or you just
that's what the initial charge was. They said up to 10 years.
I haven't got anything on my phone yet, so I'm usually getting that's like a Bleacher Report push notification if that kind of thing happens. But all right, so we'll just kind of monitor that as the show goes on. That's going to be it for the buzz, though, right? You have anything else that you wanted to add, talk about, discuss, complaints? Nothing?
Nope.
All right. Opening buzz brought to you by Busch Light. Busch Light apples back on the shelves. Get it wherever you purchase your adult beverages. Please drink responsibly. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with This Week in Sports History.
Whenever you crack open a Busch Light, the mountain starts singing.
Busch. It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you.
What is going on?
Hit it, Giant Kenny G.
It's so smooth.
Head for the mountains of Busch Light Beer.
Hi, this is Brian Hagberg, and I wanted to take a moment and tell you about our new website, yourdailylocal.com. Your Daily Local is your new home for news, sports, and events in Warren County and beyond. Our goal is to cover the people, places, events, and happenings that matter to you in a variety of ways, including writing, video, and audio. And the best part? All of our content is available for free. Head to yourdailylocal.com to get the news you need when you need it.
Let's take a look back at this week in sports history.
This week in sports history is brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. So this is the 4th of July edition. 3 facts, 3 things that took place on the 4th of July. So we're going to start with 1939. The Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. So this is Lou Gehrig's speech. You recall, right?
Yep.
Like everybody's seen the video of it. I mean, neither of us were alive, obviously, but the Iron Horse was forced to retire in June of 1939 after being diagnosed with ALS. The New York Yankees wanted to make sure that Gehrig, who played in 2,130 straight games for the club, was appropriately honored and held a special day for him on July 4th. He responded by giving the most famous speech in baseball history in front of a sold-out crowd at Yankee Stadium. You remember the quote, "Fans, for the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad break. Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. I've been in ballparks for 17 years and have never received anything but kindness and encouragement from you fans." So that was everybody knows, that one line, "Today I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth." So that was 1939 on July 4th. Number 2, 1981, Johnny Mack beats Bjorn Borg at Wimbledon. McEnroe and Borg is one of the greatest rivalries in tennis history. And the two legends' 1980 showdown in the Wimbledon's men's singles finals is considered the best in the history of the tournament. They met again on the grass court a year later, and McEnroe got revenge and ended the Swedes' run of 5 straight Wimbledon championships. Everybody loves Johnny Mack.
Who doesn't? I agree.
He was Johnny Mack. Happy, kind of like the Happy Gilmore of of tennis, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Just outlandish, just different.
Yeah. Screaming at people. Yeah. Love it.
Yelled at everybody. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
1984, Richard Petty wins his 200th race. Petty won his 200th race in front of President Ronald Reagan, who became the first commander-in-chief to attend a NASCAR race. Reagan gave the "Start Your Engines" call from Daytona's Firecracker 400 from Air Force One, and the plane landed next to the speedway during the race. So 200 wins for Richard Petty. Second most is 105.
Yeah, it's wild. They tried to say that Kyle Busch passed him now, but they counted like all of his like lower Cup Series and Truck Series wins.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought too. Like, yeah, he's won the races, but yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not a big NASCAR guy, obviously, but like, I know, I know the name Richard Petty. I know that his nickname's the King. And until I saw like this gap between most wins and second most wins, I really didn't understand the nickname. Now I do.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. There was a major controversy about that, though, or within the NASCAR community, that Kyle Busch passed him, and there's a lot of people said no, it doesn't count.
Yeah,
you don't get to use those.
No, that'd be like, I mean, so for comparison, Ichiro's total amount of hits, like, people wanted, if you add in his Japanese league hits to Major League Baseball, it's like 5,000, like something crazy how many hits he has.
That was what they say. What was the guy's name? Bob Gibson. But like, he was like Babe Ruth, but he had to play in the Negro leagues back in the day. But I think they said he had like over 800 home runs or something ridiculous. Yeah. It's estimated. Yeah, it's just crazy. They don't count.
They don't count toward, it's different league.
When you're comparing. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I mean, if you go like lifetime, some of those guys probably way up there. If we're gonna do that, we might as well start going back, counting out their little league, high school, travel ball, college, minor leagues. Just do it all. You can't do that.
Yep.
It's in this league. But
you got to stay within the league. Yep.
So Kyle Busch, good try, but I think Richard Petty still has a few more wins than you. This week in sports history, brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. We're going to take a quick break. We will be back with Sketty On.
Hey there, everyone. This is Phil with JP Photography. I know. A photography ad on a sports show? I get it. You're here for sports talk and listening to Joe and Sketty's insane rambling.
Wait, what?
But bear with me for a few. I just want to tell you that JP Photography not only offers wedding photography, but also does events, engagements, headshots, family photos, and even some product photography. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for JP Photography or go directly to our website at johnphilphotography.com. That's JONPHIL photography.com.
He's absolute trash.
Sketty On. Let's have a listen to what Sketty's on this week.
0% chance that works.
So we took a 1 week break from Sketty On but we're back.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. All right. Let me cue the music and your banner. Let's hear it.
So I want to preface this before I go off on these people. I don't know who puts the Warren fireworks on. I don't know what their fundraising situation is. I'm sure they did the best they could with what they had, and I'm not trying to take a shot at anyone in particular. But anybody who went to the Warren fireworks this weekend knows that that was the worst firework display they've ever seen in their life. I don't care if they want to, polish it and say, oh, it wasn't that bad. It was trash. It was the Paxton Lynch of fireworks. I think I told you that. Completely awful. The early show was meh. The finale lasted about as long as a high school kid the first time he has sex, is about 15 seconds tops. It was just absolutely atrocious, an embarrassment. We sat down kind of by the Verizon building and targeted pet treats. There's that empty field in front of us. These people in front of us were putting on fireworks before the real fireworks that were better than the actual fireworks. Their finale was about 10 times better than the actual fireworks. It was absolutely atrocious. It was an embarrassment. Now, I've heard rumors that they say one of their control panels that set the fireworks off malfunctioned, caught on fire. If that's the case, you need to come out and make a formal apology. Being down there at ground zero, watching all these fireworks go off, and the finale, 2 people clapped. A lot of people were just kind of screaming, that's not it. A couple people left, more people stayed. It was just so confusing. It was just absolute embarrassment. Whatever we need to do, whoever we need to talk to as a community to make this better, we need to do it, because that is just nothing. It was terrible, an embarrassment. I wouldn't go back. I'm done. I'm over it. Last fireworks attended ever by Sketty. That's it. I'll go up on Mohawk for the fireworks.
For Hog on the Hill.
Yeah. 100 times better.
So I was going to send you this yesterday, but I knew that you were going Sketty on fireworks, so I didn't send it to you. There has been a picture. Did you see the picture?
They showed it to me last night, and I said, I don't buy it for a second.
So you just don't believe
Don't buy it for
Okay. All right.
No, yeah, until you show me someone from Warren holding the box that malfunctioned. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. All right. I didn't get up and inspect the picture, but it looked like somebody just got on Google and said, here's what a fireworks control box looks like, and here's what one looks like that burned up. Yeah, let's post a picture of that. I hope that it's true. Yeah. I hope that it's true, because that's the only excuse you have. But then I'm thinking, well, what'd you do with the rest of those fireworks? Are we just saving them for next year? What's the deal?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Yeah, what are they? What's the life? How long can they survive in the wild?
Do they
have to shoot them off before a certain time? That's a no strength question. He might know the
exactly.
Answer to
he
that.
would know.
Yeah.
When I see him today, I'm going to ask him about his thoughts on it. I'll try and find the picture and show him. We're golfing with him for the practice round this afternoon.
Oh, are you? Who are you golfing with today?
Me, my brother, Colosimo, and Nostrand.
Oh, okay. But those two are not participating in member guests.
No. And of course, I've been asking everyone I could think of if they wanted to play, because I'm like, someone has to not have a foursome for this. And of course, Kraz texted me yesterday and goes, hey, do you guys got anyone to play with? We're looking for 2. And I was like, motherfucker, I should have known this a week ago. But we found a couple randoms to come in, because I don't even know if there's a game tonight. I don't know if it's a regular men's night with the game or.
So wait, did you just call Colosimo? Did you just call Colosimo a random?
Well, no, I meant because they're not in the tournament, is what I'm saying. It's we had to find 2 singles that were not.
Right.
Because that's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's actually a men's night tonight or if it's just the practice round.
No, it's a men's night.
Okay, well, if it's a men's night, then I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was just the practice round. So
I am going to tell Colosimo that you referenced him as a random, though, just so you're aware.
Well, I'm not on the team anymore, so he is a random.
That's a good point. Yeah. You bailed on him, and he came to me, and now we have Team Colosimo.
Yeah.
And we win back-to-back championships.
Yeah. 3rd place isn't a championship. Settle down, LeBron.
We won money.
Well, that you did win money.
So it's
just like Just like LeBron wins Eastern Conference MVPs, and they think that's a real thing. Didn't even know that was a real thing. I did see that the other day. I think it's the Larry Bird trophy.
Larry Bird, and the other one's the Magic Johnson, I think, right?
I have no idea. Didn't know those were real things. Someone I saw online, they were like, he's won this many Eastern Conference.
Yeah. What? No, that's always been a thing. The conference finals MVP has always been a thing, but they just named them. They just renamed them. So it's now, so they weren't called the Larry Bird trophy. Yeah. They weren't called that before. They just renamed them to those. So, all right, that's it for Sketty On. We're gonna take a quick break and be back with things that sting.
Jones Pest Control, your hometown pest control company servicing residential and commercial properties in Warren and surrounding areas since 2015. Sean and his crew will work tirelessly to keep your home or business free of insects to rodents and everything in between. Contact Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548 and set up an appointment today. And remember, ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control, 814-230-9548.
Checkout means sales and services with 2 locations on Warren's east side. Their garage at 800 Lexington Avenue not only services cars sold by Means, but has knowledgeable staff and modern state-of-the-art equipment waiting to serve their hometown of Warren. Whatever you need, including alignments, tires, brakes, yearly or enhanced PA inspections, oil changes, and much more. Make your appointment today at 814-723-7191, extension 2.
It's now time for the things that sting. The worst stories in sports, according to Joe.
This edition of the Things That Stings, powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. So I do have a grinder update. So we're just going to do that right now. Get it out of the way because I have 2 more follow-ups to do before we get to the news stories. But so Brittany Griner has pleaded guilty in Russian court to drug charges. Russian officials require an admission of guilt for Brittany Griner to be part of any prisoner trade. So this may be the next significant step in bringing her home. Or they don't trade her and they just sentence her to the max penalty, which is 10 years. So roll the dice by America.
Yep.
Because I'm guaranteeing, whatever legal counsel she's had, I'm sure that's what they're telling her is, hey, our only chance of getting you home is a prisoner trade. Now, here's the other thing I'm reading. NBC News 4 hours ago said Brittany Griner could be traded for a Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death.
Yeah, they said this forever ago. This was like months ago I brought it up. I said, seems like a high quality trade.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
I'd get back our American and get this arms dealer back on the street.
Who's known as the Merchant of Death. Yeah, it sounds like it. I am very much pro get Brittany Griner out of fucking Russia and get her home, but like,
I'm not that pro Brittany Griner.
At what cost? At what cost? Exactly. Because a guy with the nickname Merchant of Death, I don't think, given our position with Russia right now, it doesn't seem like a very smart idea.
Indeed.
But we also know who's running the show and not a lot of smart ideas happening. So, okay. So that's the Griner update. Thank you, Darren, for in the comments for letting us know that, because I rarely look at my phone during a show, and that's happened sometimes. There's been things that have happened during a live, and I don't know that it's happening. So where are we at here? Follow-ups. Okay. Demaryius Thomas The death of Demaryius Thomas, we spoke about that a while back. Stage 2 CTE he had been diagnosed with, is what they said, they found in the autopsy. So that's horrible. Seizures were taking place prior to his death, his family reported. So there's a lot of that's another one to the list of CTE. And how's this going to play out, years and years from now? What's football going to look like?
Yep.
Are people going to want to play?
Yep.
It's kind of a lot to think about.
Yeah, it really is. Yep.
The second follow-up, the last follow-up, we have Jalen Ferguson, the linebacker from Baltimore, who we reported on his death too. The cause of death per the medical examiner is the combined effects from fentanyl and cocaine. So drug overdose is the ruling on the death for a pro football player. It's sad, it happened in baseball not that long ago with Tyler Skaggs. Now Jalen Ferguson from the Ravens, drug overdose, fentanyl and coke mixture. So we talked about those. I just wanted to give I like to get the closure done.
I would assume that he wasn't doing, like, I'm guessing that it was a lace drug. You would have more expertise in this than
it's hard to say.
I
would think so. That it was.
I mean, that's what I would assume, anyways.
Yeah, that he bought cocaine and it was laced with fentanyl. Yeah, it's 100% possible. But it also is possible that he was just doing both drugs.
Right.
And it's hard to say, but yeah, it's definitely. I would say more likely is more likely he was purchasing cocaine, using cocaine, and it was laced with fentanyl. So sad, but. Here, while we're on that, I just want to mention one thing. I don't know if you saw this, because this was going to be on my What's Killing My Buzz eventually. I was just kind of waiting to see what happened, but I think it passed the House in Pennsylvania that they're making fentanyl test strips legal and available to the public. So here's what I'm going to add to that, okay? Because this is what I think is funny, is they think that this is going to combat fentanyl overdoses because people will test their heroin before they use it. No, they won't. And right. here's why. I've in my line of work have interviewed. I couldn't even tell you the amount of users, from heroin to meth to whatever. Heroin users don't necessarily hate fentanyl. It enhances their high, and their idea every time they're using is to reach that pinnacle of high. That's what they're chasing, almost to the point of overdosing. They don't, that thought doesn't bother them. And that's what I think it's like. Sure. Is it hurting anything? I guess not. But it leads me to believe that they think that that addicts are going to care enough to test their stuff. They're not. Maybe some of them will. I don't know. But as long as they have Narcan and stuff available to them, then they're not gonna. They don't.
Yep.
It's just not a worry of anybody who I've spoken to, which is a lot of people. And I mean, I'm sure there's some out there who are happy about this, and maybe they'll use them, and that's good. If that's what if they're going to use them, sure, that's okay. But
I feel like that's more for your like, well, not that anyone uses like heroin casually, but like, your addicts are just chasing the high. They're going to do whatever, like you said. If you got somebody who's maybe just new to it or something like that, they might be brave enough to start testing at the beginning, or smart enough to start testing at the beginning. But once that grabs a hold of you, you're just full sending whatever you can get your hands on.
Yeah, I was gonna put that in a killing my buzz, because I thought it was just such a useless thing they're doing, because I just don't think it's gonna be bothered with, based off of my knowledge of I couldn't even, like I said, I can't even put a number on how many interviews there's been where I hear their side, hear what they're looking to do, what are they trying to accomplish, and that's pretty much not going to be not going to affect what their goal is. You know what I mean? But all right, let's move on to these new cases. Miles Bridges, this is a bad one. You're looking like Zach Stacy. No video of it, but pictures of the victim. Domestic violence. He was arrested for. Miles Bridges, NBA player. He led the Hornets in points per game this past season. Tuned up his mother of his children, girlfriend, fiance, whatever she was, arrested for felony domestic violence. Police were called to the home in Los Angeles after Bridges and her. I didn't put her first. Excuse me. I didn't put her first name in here. Her last name's Johnson. Allegedly got into an argument that turned violent. Bridges, who was previously fined $50,000 for striking a fan with a mouthpiece, was no longer at the location when cops arrived, but he turned himself into police the following day and was hit with felony domestic violence charges, police sources said. He was released soon after on $130,000 bail, and the LA sheriff, that was per the LA Sheriff's Department. The attack left Johnson with a fractured nose and wrist, a torn eardrum, torn neck muscles from being choked, and a severe concussion. She publicly posted her own photos. I think it was Instagram, with a huge long, narrative saying that she's tired of being a victim. She's tired of, her life being ruined, controlled. And it just sounds like a really, really bad scenario, to the point where I would like Miles Bridges. I think he gets exiled. I don't think we'll ever.
You don't see a ton of this in the NBA, so it'll be interesting to see how they go about it. I actually really like Adam Silver. I think he's a super good commissioner. You might be right. This might be it. He might just be done.
I mean, as that is, we can't assume guilty, and innocent until proven guilty. Obviously, that notion has, since the emergence of the internet, has completely gone by the wayside of anything. That never happens anymore. And anytime any type of video or picture or anything like that emerges, everybody's always, you're assuming guilt, which, that's something too that has made jury trials more difficult, because people are supposed to have no prior knowledge of the case, and starting from scratch, they hear the case. That's harder now with, the internet putting everything out there in the moment. So, but it looks real bad. So we'll see, the next step in that. But her picture, sometimes I get the pictures up and I post them, and I'll put them on the live show so people who are listening and watching can see them. This one she just looked rough. It just wasn't something I was interested in doing. So if you're curious, look up the Miles Bridges case, and you can find the pictures of the victim that she posted herself. And just not great. Number 2, Anita Alvarez nearly drowned. So she's an American artistic swimmer. Swimming in the championships in Budapest, she fainted while she was in the pool and just sunk. Her coach dives in, rescues her, immediately gives medical attention, and she's recovering. So that's pretty wild. That was just pretty wild. I thought I'd never,
not the first time it's happened. Same swimmer, same scenario. It was like last year or 2 years ago. Yeah. Yep. Same thing. So I don't know if it's something that she's prone to, or she's just going too hard down there. But I think it was 2020 or 2021. They said,
I did not know that.
Same thing happened. Yep.
So I get that she probably loves that sport and must be obviously very good at it. She's at the championships, but it seems like a pretty high risk if that's something that's going to continue to happen. Obviously, there's some sort of health issue going on, that's causing that. But I don't know. Hopefully, they get that figured out. Speaking of Russia, this is wild. I don't know if you saw this one. Flyers goalie prospect Ivan Fedotov detained in Russia for allegedly evading military service in his native country, according to a report by Russian media outlet Fontanka, something Russian. The 25-year-old was transported to a military registration and enlistment office by St. Petersburg police and has been moved to a remote military base in northern Russia. So he's a 2015 draft pick. He's played since then. He was under contract by the Russian Pro League. The Russian Pro League and the NHL have no I don't want to call it a transfer portal, but like no agreement in place to where they can shift a contract from one league to the other or whatever. So he had to play out his contract in Russia. It's about to end, and he was looking. It's expiring, so he was actually going to be coming to Philly to try out for to get a roster spot on next year's team. And he must be good. He got a silver medal. I mean, he made the Russian Olympic team and everything, so clearly good enough to compete in the NHL. But not so fast, says Putin. So yeah, more Russian just craziness, between Griner stuff, the war, and now another. Oh, and there's a oh shit, I didn't write down his stuff, and I meant to go back to that article. There's another either prospect or NHLer who is being hunted by it's Minnesota Wild player, I think, that they're saying that he needs to come back and serve, and he was about to head home, and when he found out what happened to Ivan, he's like, fuck that. And he's in America. He's hiding in America. So like Minnesota Wild released a statement, and they're like, we don't know anything.
Yep.
So good on Minnesota. Yeah, I like it too. Fuck that shit. So good for that guy. But Ivan, hopefully, it's a shame. He's just trying to be a hockey player, and now he's being forced into military service. So, all right, that's it for the main ones. I got a little bit of a rundown here. I think 4 stories in the rundown, but they're kind of a little lengthier than a normal rundown. So we'll get started. 4 Oakland A's fans were injured by bullet fragments from outside the Coliseum while attending a post-game July 4th fireworks show. Oakland police and the team said none of the injuries were life-threatening. Police initially were notified of a possible shooting victim inside the ballpark, and officers located 3 fans struck by bullet fragments from what appears to be celebratory gunfire occurring throughout the city of Oakland.
Nice.
An additional victim walked to the hospital. So 3 were found inside the stadium. 1 just walked to the hospital and said, hey, typical day in Oakland. Hey, I got shot. Here I am walking to the ER. I don't get it. But celebratory gunfire. So like 4th of July, bang, bang. Or was it the A's won a game, bang, bang? Like, I don't know.
No one cares about the A's.
Yeah,
That'd be the 4th.
Well, I didn't necessarily believe that any people in Oakland cared about the 4th of July either, so that's why I'm confused.
Possible.
Maybe they're still celebrating the Warriors. Could be the Warriors.
Possible.
Toronto Blue Jays first base coach Mark Budzinski, his 17-year-old daughter passes away. She's killed in a tubing accident in Virginia. Julia Budzinski was killed after she reportedly fell from her tube into the James River in Virginia. So that was a sad story. The Blue Jays did a bunch of stuff for him. Kind of neat that, stepping up teams or family, that type of deal. So, condolences there. General manager of the San Francisco Giants. This is fucking weird, okay? General manager of the San Francisco Giants single A affiliate, the Eugene Emeralds. Okay, this guy's name is Alan Benavides. Receives a prostate exam while singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" during one of their team's games.
Okay.
So he's singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," receiving a prostate exam at the same time. I thought this was super weird, right? So I Googled it to find out more. Turns out this isn't the first time this has happened. In July 28th, 2014, the Myrtle Beach Pelicans general manager did the same thing. I guess it's a raise awareness type move. I'm not quite sure. Sketty's on. Okay, Sketty's taking a phone call. All right, so I'll just carry on. Number 4, RFK Stadium catches fire. Crews arrived to see smoke coming from a vicinity of Gate C inside the stadium. They entered the building and found at least 2 fires in the basement level of the stadium. It took crews about an hour to get the flames under control. Officials said no one was inside the stadium at the time. Investigators are still searching for what caused the fires. The fires come as questions still linger about when RFK Stadium could be demolished. In 2019, it was announced that the stadium would come down by 2021. That has obviously not yet happened. On Wednesday, Fox 5 spoke with Events DC, which operates RFK Stadium site, and learned that a group now plans to take the stadium down by 2023. The company and DC's deputy mayor of planning and economic development confirmed to Fox 5 that crews are in the process of taking stock of hazardous materials within the stadium, and they're applying for permits to begin the demolition process. So Sketty's back. Quick phone call.
Yeah, I gotta run.
Oh, you do?
Because my life sucks. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the story of my. So we can either do one of two things. I gotta go unload this truck, so we can take like a little hour break and do the AFC thing, or you can just tackle it by yourself, or combo it into next week.
Well, I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on the starting quarterback. So yeah, we just won't do My Hive this week. We'll do My Hive next week, and we'll do both of them, and it'll just have to be a longer show.
Yeah, that's fine. I apologize. It wasn't supposed to come till 11:30, and of course, nothing can ever go right. Story. So I already said I'm not excited about this weekend because I know no work is going to fuck it all up. So that's just what I deal with.
Right, real quick before we sign off, then, your thoughts on the prostate exam thing?
I missed the end of the story of like what it was going on because I took the phone call. But
he gets the general. I googled it to see like what the hell this guy was doing getting a prostate exam while singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and when I googled it, I actually found a 2014 story where it's happened before. Like this isn't the first time somebody's done this. So it's like
makes me
an awareness move, I guess.
Well, that's great for awareness, but that makes me no thanks.
Yeah. So it also got me thinking, how old, like at what age do you start getting those?
I have no idea, but we got to be coming up pretty close.
Oh no.
I thought it was 40, but
yeah, 40?
I don't feel comfortable. That's what I thought, but I could be wrong.
In 2 years
Maybe
for me.
They changed it. Yeah,
that's frightening.
Not good.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that part of my life.
No, same.
Yeah. All right, so now we just make the plan. The plan is we were going to do AFC quarterbacks today in My Hive. We're going to not do AFC quarterbacks because Sketty's got to go, and I think that's more of something we need to have a conversation about, not just me talking.
I agree.
So we will do probably. I mean, I don't think that the buzz will be too long next week anyway, so we can just do an extra long My Hive.
Yeah, we'll cover the whole NFL.
All right, so we'll do AFC and NFC next week. So that'll be the plan.
Yep.
All right. So with that said, we're gonna go start our golf weekend then. Well, you're gonna go to work. I'm gonna go to lunch.
Go to work and then
with Devin and Asher, and then I'm gonna go start my golf weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
so
ready.
thank you everybody who tuned into our random morning show. When I get to 3 to 11 shift, we might have to do more morning shows. So that's just the way it goes anyways. That's why it's just worked out that we haven't had to do one in a while. But I kind of like the morning shows. We get some people who are at work and they're like, you know what? I need a mental break from all these emails I'm reading. I think I'll watch Joe and Sketty ramble on about whatever. So that's cool. Yeah, we like that. And we won't tell your boss. Like we will not.
Our secret.
It's our secret. So thank you everybody who joined us. Thanks for everybody in the comments listening and everything. We always appreciate that. Cousin Cameron in the comments says morning shows are great. Yeah, they are. So we're gonna do, once things happen, we may do more of these. So anyways, like I was saying, thank you everybody for who did join us, tuned in. Thank our sponsors, Swing Juice, Busch Light, Your Daily Local, JP Photography, Mean Sales and Service, Jones Pest Control, Me, Myself, and Ride Podcast, Blue Line Auto, who both those commercials didn't air today, but they're part of the show. They play every other week. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. And we don't know when the next one's going to be. Probably back to Mondays. Are we going back to Mondays?
Hopefully. Yeah. See how things work out.
Things are happening right now. I'm just going to say that there's some things happening. So we're the schedule's got to be flexible right now. So I will be putting posts up when we hammer out a time and we're going to be doing a show, but it could be Monday, it could be Wednesday, it could be, I don't know when it's going to be. So, but we'll make sure that you guys are aware so that you can join us like normal. But again, thank you, everybody. Take care. Be safe.